Sawubona, you creative visionary. Igama lam, Utembi, Telezi, Queen Bringer of Good Hope. Welcome to Whispers of Wisdom, episode 10. As the first hints of dawn break through the horizon, Alex stirs from a surprisingly deep sleep, the first he's experienced in 17 years. The cabin is bathed in a soft, soothing light, wrapping everything in a gentle embrace of tranquility. The previous night, after his intense session with Queen, Alex had braced himself for a relentless night, expecting the usual flood of memories and the insidious whispers of insomnia that often plagued him. Instead, he found an unexpected peace enveloping him, a testament to the breakthrough of his session. Seated in meditation, Alex reflected on this rare reprieve. The silence of the cabin, usually a stark reminder of his solitude, now feels like a supportive space for introspection. He acknowledges the emotional revelations from the day before. Each memory and realization had carved a bit more space for healing within him. For the first time in years, the shadows of his past did not haunt his waking moments or disrupt his sleep. Instead, they settled around him like old faded photographs, still there, still poignant, but no longer possessing the power to disturb his peace. This morning, the quiet doesn't feel oppressive. It feels potent with possibility. Alex centers himself, breathing in the crisp air that sneaks through the slightly ajar window, each breath grounding him further. He reviews the emotional terrain he navigated with Queen, each insight now a stepping stone paving his way forward. The stillness of the morning is no longer a backdrop for anxiety, but a canvas for mapping out his day. A day of continuing the deep dive into his psyche, bolstered by the unexpected strength found in a night of profound, restful sleep. Fresh from his morning meditation, Alex transitions smoothly into the next phase of his personal retreat, focusing now on his physical wellness in response to existential fears. As he stands, stretching out the stiffness from sitting, a vivid memory surfaces. Last night's impromptu walk in the forest had unexpectedly granted him a deep sense of peace. It was a tranquility so profound that it felt almost foreign, yet desired. Compelled by his newfound serenity, Alex decided to forego his usual morning routine. Instead of reaching for his coffee cup, he steps outside the cabin, drawn by the lure of the natural world. The morning is alive with the melodious call of birds. The sun, just rising above the treetops, casts a golden glow that seems to wash over everything with warmth and light. He breathes in deeply, the crisp air filling his lungs, cleansing his thoughts. Standing there, Alex feels a connection to the earth beneath his feet. The soft murmur of the wind through the leaves and the gentle warmth of the sun on his face ground him in the present moment. He realizes that these simple joys, listening to birds, feeling the sun's embrace, are not just pleasures. They are vital tools in managing the anxieties that so often plague him. With the resolve strengthened by last night's revelations and this morning's peaceful start, Alex commits to making these natural retreats a regular part of his daily life. The contrast between the chaos of the past and the peace offered by the natural underscore a crucial pathway to wellness. He acknowledges the healing power of the environment and the plans to enhance it more consciously. Integrating these moments of connection with nature into his routine, not just as escapes, but as essential practices for mental and physical well-being. In the cozy wood-paneled cabin, Alex sits down at a cluttered table covered with financial documents. Each sheet represents a decision, a choice made in moments of unseen fear. Today, as he picks up his pen, his task feels different. He's not just planning for his future financial security. He's building a legacy deeply influenced by his recent reflections on nature's endless cycle of giving and renewal. He opens his legacy ledger, a journal that has guided him through his retreat. Alex starts to connect his insights from nature with the approach to money. He thinks about the times he's walked through the forest, observing how effortless nature thrives, how it adapts and flourishes without apparent worry. There's no real scarcity in nature, only changes in form and purpose. Instead of reacting out of fear of scarcity or loss, he considers how he might manage his wealth in a way that reflects the natural world's abundance and resilience. Could his investments not only grow, but also regenerate and contribute positively to the world around him? As he scribbles down new ideas and plans, Alex feels a shift in his understanding of wealth. It's not just about accumulation, but about fostering growth and ensuring that his financial decisions support a cycle of prosperity that reaches beyond himself. This session isn't just about numbers. It's about aligning his economic actions with the natural principles that he has come to admire in nature. With his legacy ledger opened, Alex turns to the questions Queen Bringer of Good Hope encouraged him to answer, engaging with each one as a guide to deeper introspection. Question 1. What physical sensations arise when you think about death or financial loss? Queen Bringer of Good Hope asks. Alex writes about the tightness in his chest whenever he contemplates death or faces financial worries. He recalls a recent walk in the woods where the cool air and the rustling leaves helped soothe his nerves. Connecting with nature seems to be my refuge, he reflects. It reminds me that fear is just a transient visitor in the grand landscape of life. Question 2. How do you react physically to existential themes or when you grieve preemptively? In his ledger, Alex lists activities like hiking and gardening that ground him and rejuvenate his spirit. He realizes these aren't just for his physical health. They help maintain his mental balance while dealing with profound themes of existence. These activities won't just keep me fit, he notes. They will restore my mental peace. How can you ensure? Question 3. How can you ensure financial stability for your family after you're gone? Revisiting his financial strategies for safeguarding his family's future, Alex ponders beyond the typical trusts and savings plans. Inspired by nature's endless cycle of growth and decay, he thinks about more innovative, sustainable financial planning. Considering the resilience of forest ecosystems, I'm motivated to diversify my investments into areas like renewable energy and green technology, he plans, aiming to align his financial decisions with his values for environmental stewardship. Question 4. How does your fear of financial instability shape your financial planning and security? As he writes down his thoughts, the connection between his existential fears and financial planning clarifies. Alex acknowledges how financial stress has contributed to his insomnia, a condition that troubled his grandfather as well. He commits to a shift in lifestyle, prioritizing peace and sustainability over mere accumulation. This isn't just about securing wealth, he concludes. It's about fostering a legacy that promotes overall well-being and societal benefits, ensuring a positive impact that extends beyond my family or the broader community. Through this process, Alex seeks not to secure his financial future, but also to achieve a deeper peace of mind, integrating the lessons from nature into every aspect of his life. Alex, feeling overwhelmed by the intensity of his reflection, steps outside for a much-needed break. As he exits the cabin, the crisp air instantly greets him, a refreshing change from the confined space of his introspective journey. The natural world around him is alive with serene sounds, the gentle rustling of leaves and the distant bird calls, providing a soothing backdrop that sharply contrasts with the emotional turmoil he's been navigating. He walks slowly, each step deliberate, allowing the tranquility of the forest to seep into his senses. The cool breeze brushes against his face, seeming to whisk away the heaviness of the revelations he's just uncovered about his financial fears and the burdens of past decisions. This physical movement through nature helps Alex to not just stretch his limbs, but also his perspective. as he begins to piece together how deeply his unresolved emotions about past losses have shaped his actions and made him susceptible to manipulation. As he walks, Alex reflects on the intricate web of his emotions. He thinks about his grandfather's passing, a pivotal moment of loss that had long cast a shadow over his family, leaving them to navigate their grief in isolation. This loss, never fully processed, became a silent, enduring ache, a vulnerability that later manifested in his susceptibility to emotional manipulation by those he trusted. The forest around him, with its cycle of growth and decay, mirrors his own experiences of personal loss and recovery. Each leaf that falls to the ground, each new bud that blooms, reminds him that life is a series of natural transitions and transformations. This realization fosters a deeper understanding within Alex. Just as the forest thrives through change, he too can find strength and renewal in the face of past pains. This quiet time of reflection not only gives him a moment to breathe and regroup, but also solidifies his resolve to approach his relationships and personal challenges with a new level of awareness and openness. Alex understands now more than ever that acknowledging and addressing these deep-seated fears is crucial for his emotional liberation and the authentic engagement with those he loves. As he heads back to the cabin, he feels a renewed sense of purpose and clarity, ready to continue his journey of self-discovery and healing. Exploring attachments. In the quiet solitude of his cabin, Alex sits before an array of notes and books scattered around him, each page a reminder of his journey through self-discovery. With the serene backdrop of the forest just outside his window, he begins to delve into the concept of non-attachment, a cornerstone of Buddhist philosophy that Queen Bringer of Good Hope had introduced in their sessions. As he sifts through his memories, Alex revisits the attachments he's formed over the years, relationships with family, friends, and even material possessions. He thinks about how each attachment, while offering comfort and joy, has also been a source of pain during times of loss. Guided by the teachings of non-attachment, he starts to see these relationships from a new angle, understanding that his suffering has often stemmed from clinging too tightly to things that are, by nature, impermanent. He recalls the loss of his grandfather, a pivotal moment that had left deep scars. Alex had clung to his grandfather's image as a pillar of strength and wisdom, and his passing had shaken the very foundation of Alex's world. This attachment, he realizes, had not only magnified his grief, but had also instilled a deep-seated fear of experiencing such pain again. Guided by Queen's insights, Alex reflects on the idea that true peace comes from appreciating and loving without possessing or fearing loss. He ponders over his relationships, recognizing how his fears of loss influenced his behavior, sometimes holding people too close, other times pushing them away to avoid potential pain. As he processes these insights, Alex considers his recent experiences of letting go. He thinks about the emotional affair that followed after Nicholas's death, recognizing how this unresolved grief and fear of being alone had driven him to seek comfort inappropriately. This realization is painful, yet cathartic, as it brings to light the patterns he had unknowingly repeated. The concept of non-attachment begins to resonate more deeply with Alex as he understands that it does not mean detachment or indifference, but rather a loving engagement without dependency. This perspective encourages him to reevaluate his approach to relationships, aiming for a balance where he can love and appreciate his loved ones without the undercurrent of fear and possessiveness. Encouraged by his new understanding, Alex makes a conscious decision to approach his relationships with a renewed sense of openness and resilience. He acknowledges that while he cannot control loss, he can control his response to it, choosing to embrace the impermanence of life as a path to deeper emotional freedom and authenticity. As the session winds down, Alex feels a surprising sense of liberation and clarity. The teachings on non-attachment, once so foreign, now offer a promising framework for dealing with these fears and losses. He senses a shift within himself, a lightness, a readiness to experience life and relationships in a more grounded, peaceful manner. This shift marks a significant step in his journey, paving the way for a future where he can engage with the world and his loved ones with less fear and more love. Preparing for mindfulness mentoring with Queen Bringer of Good Hope. As the sunlight fades, its golden hues paint a serene backdrop to the cabin, infusing the room with a warm glow that seems to encapsulate the depth of Alex's recent reflections. He sits at the sturdy oak table that has become his sanctuary of thought, surrounded by notes and journals, each page a testament to the transformative journey he has undertaken. Gathering his thoughts, Alex reviews the key insights from his day's explorations. His notes are filled with reflections on non-attachment, the cycles of life and death, and the deep-seated fears that have shaped his interactions and choices. As he sifts through these revelations, he feels a blend of apprehension and eagerness. Tonight's session with Queen is not just another discussion. It's the accumulation of his intensive personal retreat. A pivotal moment to integrate all he has learned into a coherent plan for moving forward. The cabin's tranquility helps him focus, and he begins to formulate questions and topics to bring to Queen. He wants to understand how to apply the principles of mindfulness and non-attachment more consistently in his daily life, especially in moments of stress or decision-making. The idea is not just to cope with life's chaos, but to navigate it with a new level of awareness and serenity. Alex also contemplates the practical aspects of maintaining his newfound mindfulness. He thinks about his daily routines and interactions, considering how he can incorporate mindfulness practices. Could he start his mornings with meditation? Or perhaps allocate the time for reflective walks, like the ones that have brought him so much clarity here in the woods? How might these practices affect his relationships, his work, and his self-perception? As he organizes his thoughts, Alex feels a profound sense of readiness. This session with Queen is crucial. It's about cementing his commitment to a lifestyle that embraces the lessons of his retreat. He knows that the path ahead will require continuous effort and adaptation. But he also senses that he is equipped with the tools and understanding to make lasting changes. The setting sun's last light stream through the window, reminding Alex of the natural cycles that have become a central theme in his reflections. Just as the day gives way to night, this time, his time of isolated reflection must now give way to active integration into his life's broader context. Feeling centered and prepared, Alex steps up to his laptop for the video call with Queen. The soft glow of the screen lights up his face, reflecting the calm resolve that has taken root within him. This session, he knows, is not just an endpoint, but a bridge to a new chapter of his life. One where he carries the wisdom of the woods back into the world. As he waits for Queen to connect, Alex takes a deep breath, ready to weave the threads of his experience into the fabric of his everyday existence, transforming insights into actions and fears into stepping stones for growth. This mindfulness mentoring session is not just another conversation. It's a foundational step towards a life lived with deliberate intention and enlightened perspective. So, join us in the next episode of Into the Woods as Alex embarks on a heartfelt mission to deepen his connection with those he loves. After a transformative retreat, watch how he approaches his relationships with renewed vigor and openness. Please don't forget to subscribe and tune in again for the next episode to see how Alex applies his fresh insights to become a more present and eager partner, parent, and friend. And don't miss this inspiring continuation of his journey towards personal renewal and relational healing. And in the comments below, if you were inspired by Alex's story, please share what part of this episode inspired you. Was it Alex's walk through the woods? Was it his awareness of how grief can create emotional turmoil where it leads to bad decision making? Or was it his journaling about financial security related to nature? In the comments below, let's have a dialogue. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you and listening. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I will see you in episode 11. See you soon. Bye for now.